Yo, what's going on? What's going on? So, my last few videos, I've been talking about this whole thing I've been going through. Me as a TI targeted individual. I know there's a lot of you out there going through the same thing. In my past videos, I've been bringing up, like the spiritual aspect of it. But I kind of want to get more in depth with that. I've been bringing up like the spiritual and paranormal aspect, but I really want to get in depth of what I've been experiencing since this V2K shit and this, remote narrow monitoring, they call it, I believe, and also the gang stalking. So I just want to get a little more in depth with these things. Now, even though I know this is like technology, I personally believe that this is also a very spiritual thing and a very demonic thing that's going on. And I believe, with this thing, man, like the things I've seen with my own two eyes, I know my level of perception is so high right now, and that's why I'm targeted. I feel like we're targeted in general because we can't be controlled a certain way, like how they can control everybody else. So they target us, they label us as, whatever they want to label us as, and they try to make our life a living hell because of it. Because at the end of the day, this world is run by the devil. God gave the devil the earth. So let me go more in depth with that. It's a lot I want to talk about, so I'm going to be kind of reading through my phone a little bit. I got some text in my phone. I wrote some things down. So if you see me looking at my phone, that's why. Now, for me, when this whole V2K thing started with the voices and whatever, which I don't really hear anymore, 3 days after, I had a bus trip to Florida, right? That whole bus trip, from New York to Florida was a whole day, like 24 hours long bus trip, Those be, them shits be terrible sometimes, man. You sitting, you crowded, and it's kind of uncomfortable. But yeah, that was, my trip specifically was horrifying, bro. It was terrible. I want to go in depth with that trip specifically right now, what I was experiencing. Now, you know how with these gang stalkers, right? These gang stalkers, there is something different about them. There is something demonic about them. Now, we all know they can hear, they can perceive your thought pattern. Just like with the V2K machines and the remote neural monitoring machines, they could perceive your thought pattern. Now, I don't know about you, but any motherfucker that could read my mind, to me, is a motherfucking demon. Excuse my language, is not of this earth. If you could perceive my mind, you either got some chip in your head that's perceiving my frequency of my mind, or you are not human. You are not like me. You are not of God. You are not human. And now let me be honest with you. This whole bus trip, there was a dude in back of me, sitting in the back of me, right? Lie to you not. Everything, every thought that was going through my head, every single thing I was thinking, the dude was repeating it. Now let me go back. Every single body on that bus was military. Lie to you not. Now I'm going to say it again. Every single person, I'll say 95% of the people that were on that bus was military. You would have thought I was in the fucking military with them niggas heading to the fucking, who the fuck knows, the fucking facility or whatever that they go to. Wherever. You would think I was heading down with them to go into a war or something. That's how many of them motherfuckers was on there. Now I'm thinking to myself in the back of my head, why is this whole bus filled with army? Like, why is this whole bus filled with like military? Like, why? Like, it was so confusing to me, Anyway, had a dude behind me, and I started picking things up. Because at first, I was chilling, watching a movie, and then I heard this dude behind me, perceiving every thought I was thinking. Now, this dude behind me was basically saying things about my parents, my sister, my little niece, and me. Threatening my life and all types of shit. He said my mother's name, my sister's name, and all of that. And now it took me a good 2 hours to make sure I wasn't tripping and I was really hearing what he was saying. So I sat there, I turned my volume down, and I sat there and I listened to him. And I was testing it. I was thinking to see if he would reply to what I was thinking to. The motherfucker was replying like me and him was having a full-blown conversation, telling me to shut up and all types of shit, just being all types of disrespectful. Feel me? Now, I was going through the V2K 3 days prior to this. So in my head, I'm thinking, okay, whoever put this V2K shit on me, voice to skull shit, set me up on a bus with some military personnel, whatever, and set me up. Or they followed me. But then I'm thinking deeper into it. He's saying some things that, like, I don't know how he would know. And he's just saying a bunch of different shit. So, you know, once we got off the bus, I'm not going to lie, I was a little nervous. A bunch of motherfuckers with guns on the bus. I'm not used to this shit. I'm just a regular dude. I'm not used to motherfuckers hearing my mind like I'm in a movie or something. You feel me? It felt so surreal to me. It felt like, yo, is this hell? Like, what the fuck is going on? Is this, you know, it wasn't cool. And remember, I'm on the bus with these dudes for hours. So I have to stay here and take this shit, right? So I said, you know what? Let me talk to this dude. Let me see what's going on. Let me ask him a few things, man. Because I don't know if this is a test from God or if this is some type of targeting from the devil. So I tried to talk to the dude, right? We got off the bus. I was tripping a little bit. I was nervous. I was shaking a little. I'm like, yo, bro, is everything cool? We good? I sensed a little. I was like, and I was just trying to talk to him to see what was going on, to see if he caught what I was trying to say. And he looked at me. He said, you know, I was trying to tell him some things. He said, yo, everything you do, you know, karma comes out to get you, and this and that, and karma. And he was talking about the third eye, and, you know, everything can be perceived through the pineal gland. The pineal gland controls everything and all types of shit. And he was trying to talk to me on some type of philosophical level and shit, and on some spiritual, like he knew exactly what I was talking about. So I'm like, okay, this motherfucker's either a demon or Satan himself. And I lied to you not. I felt an energy that whole bus trip, and an energy on that stop. So when we stopped, I sat down and I was just thinking, looking at my phone, and I was, you know, texting my mom, telling her what's going on. And because I'm like, yo, this dude, he was basically saying exactly where they lived. He was saying there was dudes outside her house and all types of shit. He was just trying to put fear in me. But at the time, I felt like the threats was real. You feel me? And it could have been. But look. So we sat, I'm texting my mom, texting my sister. I'm like, yo, y'all good? Y'all good? Y'all good? Because the shit he was saying was kind of getting to me. So I'm trying to make sure they was straight, right? Lie to you not, I sat down there. I seen rays of fucking light hit the floor. Boom, 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 boom. White rays of light coming towards me. Like it was somebody walking towards me with like footsteps, but white rays of light coming towards me. Was not tripping. Everything I was perceiving was accurate. Was not tripping. That was the first paranormal experience. The first weird shit. The second shit that happened while I was on that bus, I was trying to get some sleep, trying to clear my mind with all that was going on. I was like, I didn't know what to think. I didn't know how to feel. But every time I closed my eyes, I saw like 20 different eyes. My vision, you know when you close your eyes and it's just supposed to be black? I saw like 20 different eyes looking at me every time. I couldn't close my eyes. I couldn't rest. 20 different eyes. And then everybody on the bus was saying every single thing that I was thinking. All the military motherfuckers. Lie to you not. Lie to you not, bro. It was like kind of traumatizing. Lie to you not. So that whole time I'm going through the same shit. It's continuous. He's talking shit throughout the whole time. Everything I'm thinking, I'm trying to ignore it. I put my earphones on. I'm like, yo, God, please, you know, whatever's going on. I was praying to God and all types of shit. You know, anybody would in that position. It felt like I was talking to devils and demons. Bro, tell me why I got off the bus. My mom picked me up, dropped me at the hotel. As soon as I got to the hotel, guess who was there in the other room next to me? The same dude that was behind me on the bus. Soon as my mom left, mom made sure I was straight. Soon as she left, heard this knock on my door. Boop, boop, boop. I got 2 dudes coming at your door right now. See what you gonna do. Lie to you not. Same dude, same voice, same dude, son. Bro, this being my first experience not knowing what's going on, best believe I ain't have no weapons on me. Apparently them motherfuckers had guns. I heard them clocking their guns the whole time on the bus. I wasn't gonna be stupid and wait. So me being nervous already that whole trip, me being low on sleep, I said, fuck that. I dipped up out of there. End up calling the cops like, yo, this is what's going on. Niggas did not believe me. Told my mom, niggas did not believe me. They did not believe me. That was the first experience. They did not believe me. Now down there while I was in Florida, you know, I realized it wasn't in my head. I wanted it to be in my head so bad. I wanted it to be some like type of mental illness or something mental or something that was going wrong inside my head, but it just wasn't, son. It was so real and surreal. I was experiencing it. Now, with that being said, you already know. I told my mom, I told her everything. My sister, who stays with her, I told them everything. And you already know what they said. They thought I was tripping. They thought I was crazy. And of course, my first experience, I was like, all right, they wanted me to check in to a mental facility, son. So that's what I did. My first day there, I had to check into a fucking mental facility because they couldn't perceive the reality that I could perceive, that we can perceive. So when they can't perceive such a reality at that level, they call you crazy because it's easier. So I subdued myself and I went in there. That shit within itself was demonic. Y'all want to know what happened to me in there? Never go into a mental facility as a TI, targeted individual. That shit itself is the hell, is a prison. Because once they see that you in there and you a TI, they gonna treat you like shit. They gonna fuck with you. They gonna start saying a bunch of shit to you. And they gonna pretend like they ain't say nothing. You know, just like these gang stalkers out here who be mumbling under their breath and saying a bunch of shit. But 10 times worse because you can't leave until they tell you to. Until you're ready. One thing I recommend, one thing I didn't do is I ain't take none of their medication. I made sure I ain't take none of their medication. But this is what happened in there. They left me in there for 3 days. 2 days, I believe. With just some boxers on and no shirt. I was literally freezing to death. They stole my clothes from me. They stole my earrings from me. They stole like because my mom was giving me clothes in there for the 3-4 days I was in there. They kept taking it. They didn't, and then they were saying, "Oh, I don't know where it's at." Right? While I was in there, they pinned my ass down, put a fucking needle in my ass, talking about I was acting up, tripping. Now this is where I was at. I was in my bed chilling the whole time, but I was up. But I guess since since I couldn't go to sleep, they forced me. I requested no medication. They forced me. They pinned my ass down, put a needle in my ass. Now this is not something I'm proud to admit. Like, yo, I'm a grown ass man and some niggas just pinned me down and put a needle in my ass. You feel me? Now God knows what they could have put in me. They could have tried to kill me. They could have put some poison in me. They could have put some a chip in me. Who the fuck knows? But all I know is that same night after they did that shit, they tried to say, oh, I had a high fever and there was something wrong with me. Right after they put the needle in me, right? And right after they put that damn needle in me, they took me to the hospital. Well, the emergency room upstairs. because apparently I had a high fever. Now, on my way up there, I lied to you not, the nurse that was bringing me up there, she was looking at me smiling, right? Played a song on her phone called I Can Hear What You're Thinking. I Can Hear What You're Thinking. Played that shit out loud, looked at me while I was strapped up to the bed and was just smiling at me, moving her head like this. Yo, son, I was looking at her like, bro, it's demonic. They try to instill so much fear in you. Now, I feel like the pharmaceutical industry, the medical industry, the doctors and whatever, the nurses, they're all in on it. The psychiatric industry, whatever, they all in on it. Because they have to be in on it, because they have to be the one to put the chips in you. And they have to be the one to label you as crazy. As a TI, as a targeted individual. They have to label you as crazy so no one believes what you're saying. And so you're less credible. So this is why I recommend, once you go through something like this and you start perceiving higher things, never go into a psych ward. Never think you're crazy. You're not. You're targeted because of that reason, because you perceive higher things and because you can't be controlled. Now, I was treating myself. I was working out every day. I was eating healthy, drinking nothing but water every day before I got there. So I knew there was nothing wrong with me. I knew I wasn't sick. Apparently, they said I had something. I knew there was nothing wrong with me. But they had me on an IV for like 2-3 days. After that, left, went to another facility. Same shit. They put me in another facility because I didn't feel comfortable there after what they did with the shot. And I really wanted to leave, but I couldn't. So they said, you know what we can do is put you at another facility. Same shit. They stole my clothes. My mother bought me new clothes after they stole the ones at that one. They stole my clothes at the other one too. Anyway, after I left that facility as well, the same bullshit with the gang stalking. But recently, while I was down there, my account was hacked. All of my accounts were hacked. First time in my life I had my bank account hacked, right? Now here's the creepy shit that happened with it. Not only was my account hacked, but while I was on the phone with my bank trying to figure out what was going on, you know, how the gang stalking shit goes. I had people banging on my walls. I had people yelling, yeah, we took it. Things like that. I didn't want to believe it. I didn't want to perceive it. I just wanted my money back, so I was ignoring it, and I was on the phone with the bank. I was trying to reach them for like an hour and 10 minutes. I put the phone down. I went to go do something in the bathroom. I came back. I looked at the phone. It was still, still going. Still waiting for someone to pick up. The person that picked up said hello. Didn't sound professional. Just sound like a regular dude. He said hello. Sound like a Mexican dude, right? I said, yeah, hello. He was like, hello. I said, yes. I need some help with my account. There's something that happened to my account. He just kept saying hello. But he was saying it jokingly, right? Like something was funny. And he said it again. And I said, yeah, who's this? Is this the bank? And he said, no, my name is Edgar something. And I am everywhere. And I said, what? And he said, my name is Edgar something. I don't know what his last name was, but he said, my name is Edgar and I am everywhere. And I said, what you mean you're everywhere? He said, I am everywhere. And I just hung up. I'm like, yo, what the fuck was that? And I looked at the phone and I called the bank. Now, I don't know if the phone was hacked in some way or someone like redirected the call, hacked it, redirected the call somehow, or if that was a spiritual thing or that was a fucking demon. I don't know what the fuck that was. But a different dude picked up and said, yo, I am everywhere. Now, I don't know if that was the hacker that hacked my account or what it was. But I just know that was like a really creepy thing that's happened to me. First time anything like that happened to me in my life. So yeah, you know, that was some things that have happened to me on my trip. You know, I want to talk about these stalkers too. And I feel like even here, I look outside and I can see it's like random dudes on the street, like they hired or they got a chip in their head. Like I told you, it's like they got a chip in their head or something. And from what I've been reading, it seems accurate and it seems relatable. It's like they get hired and paid to say these things or to try to intimidate you or say these things. And not only that, but they also possibly have these entities and spirits around them, making them do these things. I'm telling you, it doesn't feel natural. Remember, this isn't just like some, as a TI, you know this shit is like a full-blown horror movie, kind of. Until you get used to it. Then it's like some type of action movie where you kind of just in control of shit. But at the end of the day, it's still kind of creepy, isn't it? These people know exactly what you think, exactly where you are. They go out their way to get your attention. It's not just 10 or 15 or 20 of them. It'll be like 50 of them motherfuckers. And it's like 50 of them motherfuckers, you know, because it's no matter where you go in the city, no matter what you do or where you go, boop, 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 you pop up on their radar and they know who you are. Now, why would the government spend so much money for you? You know how much money that is? You know how many people that is? You know how much money you have to pay that many people? Think about it. It's like really the government has unlimited money. They just pretend they don't. You could really just, it's currency. You could just boop, boop, boop. It's currency. You could just make more currency, make more money. I don't even know why there was a recession if they have programs like that. Like that's just like unlimited money. But that's besides the point. You have to think about it on a deeper agenda. If you don't think about it on a deeper agenda, it won't make any sense. Will it? Now, why would someone spend that much money to try to stop you? Stop you from what? What have you been doing? You've been chilling, right? Now, think about biblical times and think about who you are on a spiritual level. Think about devils and angels. Think about demons and angels. Think about spiritual warfare thousands of years ago before you existed. Think about yourself as a spirit. Think about God. And then think about how demonic this shit is. And then think about God. I'm going to say it again. Think about how demonic this shit is and then think about God. Why do you think they're spending so much money to keep you at a low vibration? Bro, it's because you resonate with God. They resonate with the devil. This is the devil's world. They don't want you to rise up and discover your true ability or discover who you really are because it means their death. It means their downfall once you do that. Once you do that and you can't be controlled at all, they're done. That's why they spend so much money on it. Because they're done once that happens. Think about it on a deeper level. Are you going to spend that much money on something that won't destroy you? No, you're going to leave it alone. But if you realize it's going to destroy you, what are you going to do? You're going to spend a whole lot of fucking cash on that shit to make sure you're good, right? Now think about it. And it'll start to make sense. Meditate on it. It'll start to make sense. Look within and it will start to make sense. See, at first this shit was confusing to me. You know, and then I realized how demonic it was anytime I would start to read the Bible or pray to God, or I'll be reading scriptures, and I realized they would amp up the volume anytime I was reading my scriptures. They would amp up the volume anytime I was praying to God. They would amp up the volume anytime I was, trying to talk about Bible study or Jesus Christ or anything like that. Do you know why? Because they want you to lose your faith. They want you to lose your faith. They want you to lose your faith in the spiritual world. They want you to think everything is robotic. They don't want you to be close to God. Once you are close to God, once you start to resonate with God and follow God, that is it. It's over. I notice when I meditate, they start to get quiet. Meditate. Meditate, trust me. Meditate, because that ups your vibration, brings you closer to God. Meditate. It's all spiritual. They don't want you to think it is, because once you think it's spiritual, you start to get closer to God for answers, which you should be. Okay, so I want to talk about something else real quick. I think my storage is running out. I'm going to try to be quick.